Hey, good morning. So today I just came back from the gym right now, so I'm redoing this video again. I kind of messed it up yesterday, so back here to talk about labels. So I want to thank one of my viewers, and they had requested, they saw the make a bundle of incense in like 1 hour or less or something like that, and they requested that I talk about different ways to label the incense sticks bags once you have your incense sticks made. So basically there are two different ways that I like to do it. One way is one way that one guy actually showed me how to do it, and that is the I think these are like the 2x4s, okay? And this is the one way that I like to do, because first of all, you don't have to send out, when I do these, I don't send out business cards. I don't even use business cards anymore. Why? Because the label itself, it's got like my email address, it's got my website addresses on it, it's got the fragrance name on it. So this is just one way that I prefer to do it. And these print off of a they print off of a laser printer. I have a Brother laser printer, and that's the printer that I prefer over an inkjet. Inkjet printers are okay if you're doing, like quick, you're just printing stuff off just for conventional use. It's not something that you really use for work or anything, unless you're using, let's say, like I have an industrial short run printer. So like, for example, if you're trying to produce something where you're trying to put labels on stuff, you're trying to put barcodes on stuff, like an industrial short run printer for like the small crafter like myself is something ideal. Those don't tend to, the ink doesn't tend to bleed as bad when you're using an industrial short run printer for labeling bottles, for basically like, bottles that you're going to get ready for the store, or you're just trying to figure out, if it's something you want to continue, or if you want to mass produce the product or whatnot. So that's what a short run industrial printer is good for. But if you're trying to do something on the cheap, this is the one way that I have found, and the one guy that turned me on to it, it really has been helpful as far as catching attention. Because I remember, actually, I did it with, I used these labels with some incense sticks when I got set up for the flea market one time, and I got like a grid wall display, and I put the incense sticks on the grid wall display and sat them outside. Then I had my my incense stick rack that I made, and I had it sitting outside as well. And what I noticed is, when I was in the flea market, I had the 19-inch bundle sticks out there, and I had the 11-inch bundle sticks outside. And it was really drawing in a lot of traffic. People were coming in, people were seeing them. The neon colors really pop if you're trying to attract attention. Almost like, I would say about 75% of people that walk by, they stopped past my stall, where I was set up at the time. And as a result, I did have a lot of people buy bundles, but to be honest with you, the neon drew them in. But they actually bought a lot of the single sticks out of the display rack, right? Which was like, 10 sticks for $2. And people were coming by, and they were buying, like, they would see that and they'd buy like $6 or $10 worth. And that really adds up quick. If you're in the flea market and you're looking for something that's a quick mover, I don't care who you are, get a display rack. If you can handcraft a display rack to display your incense sticks, get one. Because trust me, that is an add-on that you definitely want to have if you're in the flea market, because you'll have people in the flea market and they might have like $2 to $5 in their pocket, and they want to find something to burn it on. That's just the way, that's the nature of people. I know I do it, right? So that's something that I highly recommend if you're in the flea market. But back to these labels right here. This is just something that you can do, you know, like if you're on a real tight budget. I'll buy these in bulk, and then I will, you know, just so I can get the cost per sheet down. And so I'll leave a link. I'll leave links down below where you can get all of this stuff. But if you're working from home, and you're looking for something that you're printing a lot of stuff every day, you're printing invoices every day, you're printing labels every day, you want to have a laser printer, a high capacity laser printer. And another thing that I like to do for my laser printer is I like to get the aftermarket drums because they're just way cheaper. And so that's one way you could do it. The neon colors, you could do green, yellow, pink, orange, right? And then they also have this size. You can get this size as well in the in white. In white, I find to be like, actually white is way cheaper. And so like one thing you can also do is you could take the 80 sheets per label, which like I bought like a whole case of this stuff. Like each sheet probably cost me less than like, I'd probably say like maybe 1 to 2 cents, right? And so I bought a whole case of it. It'll probably last me a lifetime. But what you could do is you can print, because these are so cheap and they're way cheaper than these, you can print these off, right? If you have a fragrance name, and then get the white one, the white stock for this size, and then use this as a template. So you can print all of your information on here, and then, you know, print the fragrance name on here. So that way it's just done all in one shot. You could just, you know, print it off, stick the name on there, and it's a done deal. So those are just a couple different types of ways you can do it. Some of the bigger guys in the industry who are like, you know, I mean, once you get to, let's say, you know, you all of a sudden now you're getting into, you get distributors picking you up, you get into wholesalers, you know, and then you all of a sudden you're nationwide, or you're all over, you know, you're international. I've seen guys where they actually have labels where you can have the package, like it's the name, the artwork, the barcode, everything is embedded already in the plastic package. And I mean, that's on a whole different level. Guys like on that level, they already have machines to pack this stuff into. Like they're not sitting there and packing it by hand or anything like that. There's machines that do all of that. So those are just some different options to look at. But yeah, if you're trying to do something and you're on a budget and you're trying to cut costs, especially when you're just getting started, that's something that I recommend. But make sure you buy your labels if you're gonna do it. Like at first I started off with just a little bit. Now I'm like, okay, I realize this is what I want to keep using as my label stock. So I went ahead and bought it in bulk. But I will leave links so you can check it out, where you can buy all of these items at wholesale. So I hope this is helpful. Give me a thumbs up if there's any questions. I will try to respond via video. So I'll talk to you later, and have a good morning. Bye.